VOSTAR Africa is brought to you by Voiceover Workshop and Media, proudly supported by.
Welcome to VOSTAR Africa, where dreams are voiced and legends are made. Last week, the competition was fierce. Sadly, we had to say goodbye to one of our talented 12, April Benton. This week, the stakes are even higher as 11 contestants battle for the ultimate title, VOSTAR Africa. My name is Jadesola Adewodun, your host for today. Meet our amiable judges, King E, Ahide, and Chioma BBB.
Hello, everyone. My name is King E. Here, and it is great to be here. Thank you so much, Jari, for that one. And it's been exciting. I am looking forward to another amazing time here. Welcome.
Hi everyone. I'm excited to be here today. Looking forward to good stuff today. I'm looking forward to everyone bringing their A game, and I'm looking forward to happy faces. Anyway.
I guess that is your star and Africa. Always to be here to have you with us.
VOSTAR Africa is proudly supported by.
The task for this week is to write and produce a 30-second commercial for the VoiceOver Conference 2025 themed The Future is Africa. This will test their versatility, creativity, and sheer star power. Judges, are you ready to witness greatness?
Absolutely. I am ready for it. And I'm sure that it's going to be really good, right? Of course, the voiceover conference is an event that we are all anticipating. So I want to see some amazing, creative commercials for the voiceover conference 2025.
Our contestants for today are Elohor, Javid, and Voice with Feel.
This is more than a conference, it's a movement. The Voice Over Conference 6.0 is here. Global speakers, creative mastery, the VOSTAR Africa Grand Finale, music, poetry, games, and more. June 26th and 27th at the Covenant Place, Igamu, Lagos. Register now at thevoiceoverconference.com. TVOC 6.0. The future is Africa.
Africa's voice is rising, and you can join the conversation. The VoiceOver Conference 2025 brings together industry experts and talents from across Africa. The future is Africa. The future is voice, and yours can be at the forefront. Register now for the VoiceOver Conference 2025 and shape the future of voiceover.
Voice actors on your mark. Ready? Let's go to the biggest voiceover conference, the revolution of voice talent, not like the world has ever seen. The Voiceover Conference Season 6 theme, The Future is Africa, on the 26th and 27th of June 2025 in Lagos, Nigeria. To register, log on to www.thevoiceoverconference.com. Don't you miss it.
VOSTAR Africa is brought to you by Voiceover Workshop and Media, proudly supported by.
Wow. Everyone came blazing hot. Okay, first contestant Eloho. Well done. Well done. I like the excitement, in your recording, in your performance. I like the fact that I could literally feel what you were doing, the smile, the excitement, the energy. It's also good to hear your voice in this light. I think I have not heard you, you're always very soft and all that. So this is a good one. The only thing is you really have to be careful. Your pronunciation, it is .com and not .com. All right. I understand that you speak English very well. Calm down. .com. Okay. Pronunciation is very important. So yes, but kudos. Good one. Javed, you have a great voice. I like your voice, and I also love the clarity in your voice. Even though your performance was not professionally recorded, I still enjoyed listening to you. So kudos to you. I would just leave it at that. Then Voice with Theo, congratulations. This week you are looking bright and beautiful. Well done. Yeah, I mean, that was good. That was really good. I liked the energy. I liked the clarity. Just be careful not to sound like all these Alaba International Market promos. You know, grab your copy now, right? It just makes sense to be very neutral, okay? So that we are not thinking you get. Let's start looking for Ariaria Market Road and stuff like that. All right, but good work. I prefer you this week. So well done.
Oh my gosh, I couldn't help but crack up at the. Okay, I'm going to start with Eloho. Eloho, yes, a better take. Absolutely. I think that you've done a lot better than last week. The only I'd say to you, while I love the energy, it now takes interpreting the script right. And like he said, pronunciation, very important. Javed, you came guns blazing today. And don't worry, it's not about the video for me. It's about the sound. And you embodied your sound today. Your voice is sweet and full, and that voice that should sell. Just, stay on this course and do much better because I think you've got it in you to do much better. You're one I'm beginning to watch out for. I like that. And finally, Voice with Theo. I want to congratulate you for doing better, but I also want to knock you on the head, and I'll tell you why. It's a voiceover competition. You can't be doing cut and paste for us. That's not so good. I can't judge you. I don't want to judge you by this. I want to take your yes, I heard your voice, but the cut and paste was throwing me off. I'm like, I can't tell that you can do a straight take with this delivery. So watch out for that. Another cut and paste, and I'm gonna strike you out.
All right. Oh, so Eloho, good take. I think everything basically in order. I'd like you to encourage you. What I can say is that this take allowed me to notice you, and that's a good thing. Javed, for me, you hit all the basics. Everything you need for a good commercial, for a good ad, you hit it. Just keep that up. You're on your way up. And finally, Voice with Theo. I enjoy what you did, but what I got was more of the form of the ad than the content, all right? Everything about your ad is about communication. You must communicate at the end of the day. So watch out for that. But good job.
VOSTAR Africa is proudly supported by
Thank you to our judges for such an insightful feedback. To our next set of contestants, we have James Turday, Makera, Glendave, and Vanny.
You've heard the whispers. Now it's time to turn up the volume. The Voiceover Conference 2025 is bringing the heat, and Africa is the stage. Learn from the legends, network with the trailblazers, and unleash the power of your voice. This is more than a conference. It's a celebration of culture, creativity, and limitless potential. Voiceover Conference 2025. The future is Africa. Let your voice rise. Let it roar.
There's been a change in the waves from what we listen to what we hear. Suddenly the world craves the log drum, the color, the diversity, the narrative.
My name is Iyanu.
There can only be one reason for this. The future is Africa. Ready for the 6th edition of Africa's biggest voiceover conference, happening live at the Covenant Place in Lagos from the 26th to 27th of June. For more information, go to www.thevoiceoverconference.com. But the future is Africa. Our voices, our story.
Are you ready? The VoiceOver Conference 2025 is here, and this time, the future is Africa. Join us on a 2-day endless insight with top global voices, African experience, workshops, keynotes, and networking like never before. Date June 26 for virtual session at 12 p.m. and 10 a.m. June 27 at Covenant Place, Igomu, beside the National Theatre, Lagos State. For more inquiries, visit www.thevoiceoverconference.com. The VoiceOver Conference 2025. The future is African, and the mic is yours.
Chioma, you're such a great voice actor. I hope you've heard about the VoiceOver Conference 6.0 and you're going to. I didn't know such a thing exists for voice actors, though. What? It's the biggest VO conference in Africa, giving the opportunities to learn from industry experts, network with other great voices, and unlock global opportunities. This edition is themed The Future is Africa. It's happening on June 26th and 27th. Register now and get more information at www.thevoiceoverconference.com.
Wow. Okay, really interesting. But let's kick off with James Turday. James Turday, you have this attitude with yourself. You need to be humble. All right, but generally, I think that was a very sweet take. It felt like a movie for me. I think that was what got me. It felt like I was looking forward to watching the movie, you know. I like the charisma in your voice. It's clear, it's strong, it has an attitude. I kind of like it. So well done. Makera. How many times did I call you? 3 times. Makera, absolutely. I would just say no to your performance this week, right? I couldn't understand it. I didn't know for a while. I didn't know what was really going on. I think it was more of the fact that I just didn't know what was going on. I kept asking myself, what is she doing? What's happening here? I couldn't hear you. I couldn't feel you. I'm like, is this not Makera, the Makera that I know? What's going on? So you need to be careful, speak so that we can understand. And you felt like you were proud at some point, like you had an attitude, that was bigger than life and all that. So calm down. I didn't understand what you were doing, right? I would not say I understood it. Okay. So you want to be very careful when you're delivering your lines. Glenn Dave, well done. I just felt like you were trying too hard. Maybe because, of course, you love animation so much, so you want to look out you want to try to be a bit flexible. Okay, country hard. You understand? So sometimes you need job on other aspects of life of the voiceover industry. If you just get stuck in being an animation guy, then other jobs will pass you by. I just did some rhyming there. But as much as possible, try to be flexible, try to open your mouth and speak, and don't try to hard. Let it come naturally. Enjoy the script and be in the moment. And finally, Vani. Vani, I like your voice, right? Your voice is very, very exciting. I like the mix in your voice. And I especially also for this particular performance, I like the fact that you were able to play with two characters and it worked well. It was also very smooth. So well done. Well done.
Okay, James Turday.
Why you call her like that now?
I have a special bias. I have a special bias for James Turday. It's your voice, it's your attitude. There's the cockiness and it oozes out of you. And that is a market. But you need to learn softness as well, because I want to see the human side of you. You're the kind of guy that would toast a girl and say, "What's up? Are you coming with me or not?" As opposed to, and I need to see you say something like, "Hi, you're beautiful. I just thought you should know," which is bring some warmth. That's what's left. So you need to work on that. But I love your voice. And it wasn't a bad take at all. So I'm sold. Sold! Okay. Next up is Makera. Makera, today you're making errors.
I don't know what's going on with you, but first of all, you need to learn to open your mouth. If when you learn English, they teach you the vowels a, e, o, u. Learn to open your mouth, because when you open your mouth, you can move your words the right direction. But you sound it, your take is very clenched teeth. So it's like you're talking to me through the clenched teeth, so I can barely really hear what you're saying. The only thing you said that I heard right was, "My name is Iyanu." And that's all I heard. So you need to work on that. You were racing through your words and you wrote your script yourself. It's not like they gave you script and forced you to do it in 30 seconds. You wrote your script. The music you use drowned you, which is hard because your voice is very authentic. Your voice is that voice that can steal voiceover jobs from even guys, but not in the way you're delivering it. Because so what you're doing is you're causing an impediment or a distraction from the message. So I'm there trying to hear you, and I'm now focused on, why is she talking like that? What is she saying? Why does she sound what? And then I'm picking up on all those things, and I can't listen to what you're saying anymore. AKA, the client will say they don't want you because you are not selling their market. You're distracting from their market. Glenn Dave. Nah, Glenn Dave, nah. Nah, fam, nah. Last week I understood what you were trying to do, even if you didn't quite hit the spot. But this script is it doesn't require this kind of animation. When they ask you to be animated, they don't ask you to be like a cartoon, because you've taken up that role and you're delivering the same tone that you used to deliver the last script is the same tone you're using now. Again, pronunciation is all over the place. You have that voice in your head that you're trying to keep up with, and so you're even losing yourself in the middle of it. Not good, not good, not good. And finally, Vanny voice. Vanny voice, not bad at all. I don't know what Choma did to you, but okay. I like it. I like it. You tried. Like, out of the last three, I would say you are the one that I would, after Torde in this set, I would put you. So well done.
Okay, great advice, naturally, from my other co-judges. James Turday, I don't have much to say to you. Again, you hit all the right notes and you hit it just the way you ought to. I don't really have any downside to what you did, except that when you do really well, what it does for me, it always raises the bar, you know. And you know that last word you used, something about you need to roar. You know, you kind of took me somewhere that you didn't quite go, but it's not criticism. It's just I enjoyed what you did. Makera, I just want to say that you need to understand this is a competition. You must always put your best foot forward, okay? So in the range of your voice, I'm not sure that you want to deal with only the lower registers. You have a rich voice and it sounds really versatile. Use all of it and bring it next time, all right? Glenn Dave, don't stay in your comfort zone. I know you're comfortable with the characters and the fun and all of that. No, let the script decide where you go, all right? You need to train yourself so that you're flexible. Versatility is important, okay? And finally, Vanny. Here's another person that popped up on the radar for me. Sweet voice, sweet delivery. Well done.
VOSTAR Africa is brought to you by VoiceOver Workshop and Media.
I believe that our contestants have taken the feedback from our judges to heart, and to our audience, especially the aspiring VOTers watching us right now, I believe that this is nothing short of a masterclass. We'll take a quick break to pay some bills, but stay tuned. When we return, we have some of our contestants with even more captivating performances. Don't go anywhere.
VOSTAR Africa is proudly supported by
Welcome back to VOSTAR Africa, the stage where you let your voice shine. Now to our next set of contestants who are going to blow our minds away. Ladies and gentlemen, we have Okidi, Nalowa, Obunda Amadi, and Evicted.
There is just one moment that can change your entire life. Unfortunately, that moment won't come to you. But the good news is you can go and have that moment. Welcome to the 2025 Voiceover Conference. Whether you want to learn from experts or network with others, join the event online on the 26th of June or on the 27th live at the Covenant Place, Lagos, Nigeria. The theme, the future is Africa. Our voices, our stories, our heritage. The Voiceover Conference is brought to you by the Voiceover Workshop.
The voice speaks to the heart. It tells stories. And Africa has millions waiting to be heard. That's why every year we gather. The Voiceover Conference 2025 brings together the pros, the pioneers, and the rising voices of Africa's media and voiceover world. Join us June 26th and 27th for a powerful hybrid experience at Covenant Hotel Ikeja, Lagos, and online. Learn, grow, connect, because the future is here. The future is Africa.
Africa is rising, and so is her voice. This 2025, step into the sound revolution at the Voiceover Conference, where creativity, culture, and technology make history. Meet industry leaders, sharpen your craft, and discover how the world is tuning to Africa. The future is not coming, it's already here, and the future is Africa. Register now. Terms and conditions apply.
We've voiced nations, branded empires, told the world stories. Now it's time to tell our own. In every accent, every dialect, Africa rises. One voice at a time. Join the Voiceover Conference 2025. Our voices, our stories, our heritage. The future is Africa.
Okay, so Okidi. I love Okidi. There's something innocent yet spirited about him. I love his spirit. I love his energy. I love your voice, actually. I like that it's not thick and it's not light. It's somewhere right there. It's almost at the sweet spot. I think in my head, I hear you and I think you need just a little more confidence. I know that sounds crazy. You sound like, or you are giving off, I feel like you're giving off the energy of, I'm confident I could, but I feel like there's a little doubt at the back of your mind and I can see it because I was not watching you, I was passively watching you and just listening to you. And I heard how I love your spirit. Great job this time. It wasn't bad at all. I love also the way that you wrote your script. Beautifully done. Who was Naloa Gina. When I chose you, because I remember choosing you, and I said to the judges, I love that her voice can be very young and innocent. But I also think that if she finds how to use the voice, when she takes a lower tone, it will be warm and daring. But today you were slow, not slow and steady, but slow and dragging, and that threw me off. I think you have a long way to go. I think that you have a lot of work to do. And I hope that you take all the criticisms here or the critique here and you use it to better yourself. You have a lot of work to do with your voice. You're so comfortable taking your time, one at a time. In voiceover, you can't do that. Everything is timed, right? And then you need to find who you are and find your energy. And of course, every taddy. When I talk about people I have a bias for, you're one of them. And I think every week you constantly remind me why I chose you, because this was a good take again. I have little criticism. I think, however, that you know that you've got stuff. You know that you're good, but you need something to push you, just like Ahidi said for Glenn, out of your comfort zone. I want to see you try something that actually shocks you. I want to see you push yourself out of that limit of, you know how to deliver the words. You're very good with your pronunciations, the sound of your voice, you know how to move your mouth, but you need to see more than you're comfortable, basically. But well done.
Great, great,
Okay,
great.
I think did Choma miss Ovunda Amadi? I don't
OA
think she mentioned
voiceovers.
Oh,
OA voiceovers.
I probably did. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Finally, for OA voiceovers. It was not bad. I don't think it was bad. I just think that there's something about your voice that I'm still trying to, I don't know if I'm trying to pick it or I'm just trying to see you bring it forward. There's something I'm needing for you to establish. You see, your voice has a presence, but I'm not sure that you know what to do with it yet. And then for the script, no time, no dates. It felt like it was a teaser more than it was actually an ad. So, oh, by the way, for Okidi, the only critique I have for you today is remember the theme needs to stand out, or it will sound like every other sentence, and so you've lost the selling point. But yeah.
All right. Okay, let me just go next. Okidi,
Not you, Joyce
Okidi.
Ahide.
Okay, Ahide, no problem. Ahide, please go on, sir.
Yeah, all right. Thanks, Choma. Okay, so Okidi, I mean, beautiful. Your voice is a voice that people will want to listen to. It's refreshing, all right? But be aware that even in a commercial, it's a bit fast-paced, but there are compartments. You know, there's that intro, there's the body of the commercial, there's the end. They need to be distinct. And I wanted to hear more of that demarcation between those parts. Naloa, now, you know, this is a competition. Like I said, for some of the other ladies, you need to pop out. What you did not pop. It didn't bring you to the fore, you know? Now I'm trying to remember your face because you didn't distinguish yourself, okay? You need to do something more outstanding, all right? Ovunda Amadi, I like your take. I think everything was in place. I think you tried, maybe you need to cut back a little bit on the aggression, but it was a good take for a commercial. It was good. I enjoyed listening to it. You should keep that up. And finally, Evie Tade, what I'll say to you is this, right? For a commercial, where you are using your voice the way you were, where you're not necessarily going fast, you still need to insert urgency. That urgency cannot be lost. You know, you can't let people rest back when they hear you because it's usually a call to action. So it needs to stay urgent, you know, those low turns and you turn tones and you drag your voice, but let it put across that urgency. All right?
Perfect. All right. Okidi, I mean, Choma and Ahide, they've literally said everything, you know. But I just want to say that I like the playfulness or the comic relief in your voice. You know, it's exciting. It's a bit comical. It's also fun, right? There's a mixture of that. I kind of like the feel that it gives to the entire performance. You know, most of the contestants were really serious and all of that, but I kind of think that you showed us a bit of a different perspective. Not too much, but just the right amount, right? And I also like watching videos. So I kind of also enjoyed all your playfulness and you know, that doesn't say that you should forget your voice and start being playful on screen, or we will just give you red. So, but I really liked your performance and I would just want to keep it at that. Naloa Gina, Naloa, yes. The other day I said that you were behaving as though you were a last born, and today you decided to just sit it out. Like, okay, let me not really try. Okay, you need to understand that this is a competition, just like Ahide said. It's a competition. You cannot just sit back and relax. You cannot act like, oh, this is not serious. Trust me, it is as serious can be. Okay, so when you're delivering your lines, you have to think, how do I come first? Okay,
what you gave, I think that if you go listen to it, you'll probably tell yourself that maybe I have like other guys who would do better than me, and you don't want to give room for that. Okay, so if you make it past this round, you have to be extremely careful. Don't just sit back and say, okay, it's really not a big deal. This, I will tell you for free, is a big deal. Okay. OA voiceovers. I like your take. It was okay. It was okay. But like Ahide said, please breathe. Okay, breathe. Take it easy. Right. We are is commercial we are doing. Don't pass out. I could literally see your veins and all that. I understand hard sell, that you want to sell it as hard as possible, with all the energy and all that. But sometimes it's not all about that. Okay. So take it easy on yourself and let it happen as good as it can be. And then if it you do this thing well, right? And you're also not new to this. You and I know what I'm talking about. But just be careful that you're not sounding too in your lower registers that we can almost not hear you. Even though you're a female who has a deep alto voice, you need to know that you're still a female regardless. If you start sounding or trying so much to sound like a guy, we now start wondering what's up, Otokwano. All right. So, but good take, good performance. I just think that you should watch out for that so that your words can also be very clear, right? When we listen to it. But I think that you know you have it and you're doing amazingly well. So well done, everyone.
VOSTAR Africa is brought to you by Voiceover Workshop and Media, proudly supported by
In voiceover acting, flexibility is your greatest strength. You adapt your tone, embrace change, and let your voice flow like water. Now let's meet all the 11 talented contestants, and when we return, our judges will reveal who is at risk of eviction this week. Stay tuned.
This is more than a conference, it's a movement. The Voice Over Conference 6.0 is here. Global speakers, creative mastery, the VOSTAR Africa Grand Finale, music, poetry, games, and more. June 26th and 27th at the Covenant Place, Igamu, Lagos. Register now at thevoiceoverconference.com. TVOC 6.0. The future is Africa.
Africa's voice is rising, and you can join the conversation. The VoiceOver Conference 2025 brings together. Register now for the VoiceOver Conference 2025 and shape the future of voiceover.
Voice actors on your mark. Ready? Let's go! To the biggest voiceover conference, the revolution of voice talents, not like the world has ever seen. The Voiceover Conference Season 6 theme, The Future is Africa, on the 26th and 27th of June 2025 in Lagos, Nigeria. To register, log on to www.thevoiceoverconference.com. Don't you miss it!
You've heard the whispers. Now it's time to turn up the volume. The VoiceOver Conference 2025 is bringing the heat, and Africa is the stage. Learn from the legends, network with the trailblazers, and unleash the power of your voice. This is more than a conference. It's a celebration of culture, creativity, and limitless potential. VoiceOver Conference 2025. The future is Africa. Let your voice rise. Let it roar.
There's been a change in the waves, from what we listen to what we hear. Suddenly the world craves the log drum, the color, the diversity, the narrative.
My name is Iyanu.
There can only be one reason for this. The future is Africa. Ready for the 6th edition of Africa's biggest voiceover conference, happening live at the Covenant Place, Igamu, Lagos, from the 26th to 27th of June. For more information, go to www.thevoiceoverconference.com. The future is Africa. Our voices, our story.
Are you ready? The VoiceOver Conference 2025 is here, and this time, the future is Africa. Join us on a 2-day endless insight with top global voices, African experience, workshops, keynotes, and networking like never before. Date June 26 for virtual session at 12 p.m. and 10 a.m. June 27 at Covenant Place, Igomu, beside the National Theatre, Lagos State. For more inquiries, visit www.thevoiceoverconference.com. The Voice Over Conference 2025. The future is African and the mic is yours.
Chioma, you're such a great voice actor. I hope you've heard about the Voice Over Conference 6.0 and you're going to. I didn't know such a thing exists for voice actors, though. What? It's the biggest VO conference in Africa, giving the opportunities to learn from industry experts, network, and unlock global opportunities. This edition is themed The Future is Africa. It's happening on June 26th and 27th. Register now and get more information at www.thevoiceoverconference.com.
There is just one moment that can change your entire life. Unfortunately, that moment won't come to you. But the good news is you can go and have that moment. Welcome to the 2025 Voice Over Conference. Whether you want to learn from experts or network with others, join the event online on the 26th of June or on the 27th live at the Covenant Place, Lagos, Nigeria. The theme, The Future is Africa. Our voices, our stories, our heritage. The Voice Over Conference is brought to you by the Voice Over Workshop.
The voice speaks to the heart. It tells stories. And Africa has millions waiting to be heard. That's why every year we gather. The Voice Over Conference 2025 brings together the pros, the pioneers, and the rising voices of Africa's media and voice-over world. Join us June 26th and 27th for a powerful hybrid experience at Covenant Hotel Ikeja, Lagos, and online. Learn, grow, connect, because the future is here. The future is Africa.
Africa is rising, and so is her voice. This 2025, step into the sound revolution at the Voice Over Conference, where creativity, culture, and technology make history. Meet industry leaders, sharpen your craft, and discover how the world is tuning to Africa. The future is not coming, it's already here, and the future is Africa. Register now. Terms and conditions apply.
We've voiced nations, branded empires, told the world stories. Now it's time to tell our own. In every accent, every dialect, Africa rises. One voice at a time. Join the Voice Over Conference 2025. Our voices, our stories, our heritage. The future is Africa.
Okay, so our bottom three this week. I'm hoping that you all, I don't know how you want to do it. I know this is a Hail Mary, but I hope you all get
Keep
saved.
hope alive.
I hope you all get saved because I think that you all bring something to the table and you just need some work to get better. So even if you don't make it like my girl, April Benson, I'm so sad to lose her. But it's okay. But just know that you have something and your voice can sell. It's now working on it to give it that, to make it that voice that is sellable. That's what's left, okay? So up for eviction, first up, in no particular order, is Naloa Jenna. Naloa Jenna, you're up for eviction. I hope you get saved, and I hope that you come back with a big bang. Next up for eviction is Makera. You made a lot of errors. Sorry. But yeah, Makera, you're up for eviction. I hope you get saved because I think you've got something really beautiful. You just need to let go of all these things that bad habits you've learned across, on the way. And finally, our guy, animated Glenn Dave. Yeah, the animation didn't quite work in your favor today. So if you get saved, I do hope that you bring your A game and let go of all these other things. Just bring you. Let's even see who Glenn Dave is and identify him. Then we can start to identify what your strengths and weaknesses are. Okay? So good luck to all three of you. I'm rooting for all of you, and fingers crossed you will all come back.
impossible, but I'm fingers crossed with you.
Just like our judges have announced, we now know those that are up for eviction. To you, our audience, now is the time for you to save your fave to remain in this competition. And to save them, you are to vote using this hashtag. Hashtag VOSTAR hashtag VOSTAR Gina, and hashtag VOSTAR Dave. So contestants, remember to tell your friends, your families, your frenemies, rally around those that love you and you love. Tell them to vote for you on Instagram. And remember to follow us on YouTube and Instagram at VOSTAR Africa. A very gigantic, enormous thank you to Voiceover Workshop for putting this dream in motion. And to our amiable partners, thank you for partnering with us on this journey. My name is Jade Sola Adewodun, and it's a delight and a pleasure to be your host. Till I come your way again next episode, goodbye.
Africa.